mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. I fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrows gone, in joy I live ever free. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo vivrò. Il mio cuore tuo, Signore sempre tuo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo, cantando a te, amando te, nella gioia del cielo.
Namaste, good evening to everyone, and welcome to this evening of celebration. And it is so wonderful to see the temple so full with friends, old friends, new friends, and especially I want to welcome the great group of Katholika and Rimini with Shanti and Devadas. Thank you for being here, celebrating with us and sharing this weekend together. And of course, welcome from our heart to all our friends following from home this evening from all of Europe, because the program is also in English, and it is beautiful and special to feel your presence of the whole family reunited here at the feet of Swamiji. And tonight we celebrate San Valentino, the day of love, and we want to celebrate it in its spiritual context as the principle of love, the sacred strength that elevates, that brightens up, that heals, and we want to live it in its highest potential as divine love, unconditional love, the love that we feel for our masters, for God, the love between guru and disciple. And so we want to celebrate the love tonight, also to our spiritual father, our guide, our heavenly and divine friend, Swami Kriyananda. He loved us all in deep love and pure love, unconditional love. He shared with us. So tonight is dedicated to him. As you know, this year we celebrate 100 years of his birth, and he was born in 1926, so the whole year will be rich with celebrations, special events, to remember Swami, to remember his inheritance, what he left us, his music, his books, communities, schools. So it will be a very rich year of celebration, to attune ourselves with his consciousness. So tonight is part of these series of celebrations to remember our Swamiji. And we want to do this with a new book, brand new book, written by our beloved sister Narayani. And I thank her. Thank you, Narayani, for this gift of love, a gift to Swamiji, but a gift to all of us. And we are really grateful that you created this book, channeled this book, wrote this book. And we want to enter into this evening in a very high vibration. So let's try to attune ourselves with Swamiji's consciousness. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment, to listen to the energy of your heart. Open your heart and feel Swamiji, who enters into this temple. Feel his powerful aura filled with light that touches us, that elevates us. Visualize Swami walking through the central aisle of the temple. He smiles at us when he looks into our eyes, and slowly he arrives here on the altar, sits on his chair, and from there He irradiates His love, His sweetness, His light, His joy, His contagious joy, His bliss, His unconditional love for each one of us. And try to remain in the state of consciousness there where Swamiji lives. And let's try to maintain this state, this openness of heart throughout this evening. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes or you can keep them closed, because now we will have a moment of music. As you know, music for Swamiji was very important, an instrument to elevate consciousness, to bring us closer to Spirit. So now we will invite our choir that will gift us with two beautiful songs written by Swami Kriyananda. And as you know, Swami said, whoever wants to know me should listen to my music. So let's travel on the notes of his music now. Thank you to the choir, and thank you, Swamiji, for this divine, beautiful, ever new music. Every time we listen to it, something powerful happens within us. I don't know if that happens to you too, but I can really feel the joy of Swamiji while this music is being sung and listened to by us. So let's now enter a little bit into the heart of this evening to discover this beautiful book that I really want to thank Narayani. For those who don't know her, she was friend and personal assistant of Swami Kriyananda in the last phase of his life. And she was very close to him with great love, great care, great devotion. But not only Narayani was always close to Swami, since she has known him in 2003 at Anandaassisi. She was very young and she felt a very strong calling to follow him, to follow the spiritual path. So very early she left her home in Spain, her work, to follow Swami into all Ananda communities in Europe, in America, and all the world, in India. And she was always very close to him, but especially she has done a beautiful work of attuning to him. She really attuned herself to Swami, listening to his music day after day, even 24 hours a day. She would always listen to his music to enter into the level of consciousness where Swamiji was, and she read his books. She didn't know English by that time, but she tried to go beyond the words to feel the essence, the vibration, that essence that Swamiji wanted to transmit. And she did that for many years, this work of attuning ourselves like every disciple should do. And she was Swamiji's personal assistant, and her soul was ready to be in the level of consciousness where Swami was. And so her life started in which she was his personal assistant. She was very close to him day after day, helping him in his daily life and getting ever more in tune with his consciousness and vibration. And it was Swamiji himself to ask Narayani to write a book about him, and she didn't feel being a writer, but as a good disciple, yes. So she said, yes, I will help. And she asked Swamiji's help, and Swamiji helped her. And a beautiful book was born called My Heart Remembers Swami Kriyananda, her first book. And that's a beautiful, beautiful telling about Swamiji's life, about his spirit, and also the path that Narayani walked with him. A beautiful book that we all loved very much, because it's always beautiful to reread it. And for those who haven't read it yet, I would recommend you to read it. That was her first book. And then last year, she felt another calling. More stories came to her that had been a little bit like buried in her soul, and so they started coming up, and she felt the need to tell these stories. And so probably there was a calling from Swami for her to do this, to tell more stories about him through Narayani. And so this second book, beautiful book, was born, and it's 29 stories, and they are all like gems, like diamonds, shining diamonds, filled with light, with divine light. And Swamiji laughed, and he saw this divine light in each one of us. He always saw our highest potential. He saw our divinity, and he helped us to realize this divine potential. They are very personal stories in this book, and they have a meaning for each one of us, to each disciple, to each spiritual searcher. These stories have a meaning. They transmit Swamiji's consciousness, Swamiji's vibration. It's like Swamiji continues to talk to us through this book, and he wants to help us to realize our highest potential. And so now tonight we also have a special guest that will talk about this book. I will end here because I'm sure you want to listen to Narayani. I want to also thank all the angels of this book that helped us to publish the book in Italian and in English, because tonight we will launch both books. My soul remembers Swami Kriyananda in English and in Italian. So in both languages, and I want to thank all the angels that have helped, supported. I want to thank our team, Tejindra, who created the beautiful graphic of this book with beautiful photos, and you will, that I'm sure you will enjoy. And so thank you, Tejindra. And thank you also to the whole editorial team that worked for translation, for revision. Sahaja has helped, and she was, as you know, the translator of all books of our publishing house. So she also helped the proofreading, 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗃𝗏𝗏, and I want to thank you all for this beautiful, beautiful service. And this new gem has now been born, and I'm sure it will bring a lot of inspiration and light into your lives. So thank you all. And now we are very happy to invite a special guest, our spiritual director, Anaya Swami Kirtani. And Kirtani was a very close friend to Swami, at his side for many, many years. And she really absorbed profoundly Swamiji's consciousness vibration, his light. And Kirtani is a beautiful example of devotion, of attunement, and of great unconditional love. She is Divine Mother to all of us. And she's also an example of great strength, resilience, and courage. She's really a true daughter of Swamiji. Thank you, Kirtani, for your example and for being here tonight to share your story. This is a truly beautiful and special moment for all of us whom we have known Swami and we know Narayani. We know that this is a moment that was meant to be when Narayani came into this family. And as it happens with almost all who come and then remain, there is a true sense of welcoming a sister, a brother into this family. And in this case, it was so obvious from the beginning that Narayani had something special, that she was ready to write these two books. And I want to add to what Nandini said. My encouragement, if you haven't read the first book, my heart remembers Swami Kriyananda, to read it, because I know that what Swamiji saw in Narayani was an open heart, open to what Swamiji had to give, And each one of us knows that having an open heart is part of being at Ananda, part of our life, and of our responsibility is to be able to open our heart for whatever our Master Yogananda, for whatever Swamiji, his most dedicated disciple, brought into this world. And Narayani, from the very beginning, she had this great openness of heart that enabled her to continue to expand and expand her heart and become ever more able to receive what Swamiji wanted to give us. And so this first book expresses this gift of Swamiji's love for us that Narayani could receive and channel to us through her remembering Swamiji. And I didn't have doubts, but I sometimes asked myself, how could she have even more stories to share about Swamiji? And when I heard about the title that she wanted to give to this new book, my soul remembers Swami Kriyananda, then I understood, and reading the book also, I understood that this new book gives a whole new level to what Narayani received and channeled and shared from Swamiji to us. And each story that she shares in this book is a lesson that she has learned through this experience, and that we too can learn and grow through her experience, because we connect our lives with her experience with Swamiji. I'm not going to read a story, I'm going to tell the essence of the story that she tells here.
Quello che viene da un libro.
And this comes from
No, I can use that one here, but this is the first book. Oh, if you know. Voglio usare l'italiano per poter. Questo è il capitolo.
This is the chapter that talks about a book that Swamiji has written, the last book he wrote in his life.
Aspetta un momento. Avrei dovuto farla in italiano prima.
This book talks about love, the divine romance, and Swamiji, in rewriting a book of another author.
e che voleva riscrivere
It was very touching for him,
altro.
but he
E
wanted to
Swamiji ha
rewrite this
finito
book on
scrivere,
a
questo
higher
libro, ha
level.
invitato
And
Narayani e
when he
Asha,
ended
altre
writing
persone
this
sono
book,
arrivati
he
per
invited Narayani,
leggere
Asha, and another person,
quello che
3
Swamiji ha
people,
scritto.
to read
E
what Swamiji wrote.
c'erano due persone
And
di lingua madre
there were
inglese e
2
poi
people,
Narayani
mother
di
tongue
lingua
English,
madre
and
spagnolo.
Narayani, whose mother tongue Spanish.
L'ultimo
And
di
she was
leggere
the
alcune
last
pagine
one
del libro
to read
e
each
alla fine ci
page
sono
of this new
abbastanza
book of Swamiji.
velocemente
The
perché
other
le
2
madri
could read
lingua inglesi
very
accettano.
fast because they were mother tongue English. It was
E
easy for
ognuno
them,
legge e passa
and
la
each one
pagina e
would
legge e
read a
passa
page and
all'ultima
then pass the page on to the next
Narayani.
person and then to
E
a third person. Narayani was
mentre gli
always the
altri
last to receive the
finivano
page,
dopo,
and
non so,
the other 2
un'ora, un po' di
they
tempo, e
finished
stava
reading
ancora
all
quella
pages one and a
mappa
half
di
in one and a
pagina
half
che non
hours,
aveva
and
ancora
Narayani
letto
was still sitting
e
there with a whole
proprio
bunch of
il giorno
pages
della
that she
pausa
hadn't
Swamiji lo
read,
commenti del
and
libro,
each
bellissimo,
person would give
e
Swamiji
si è alzato e è
comments
andato
and
via
beautiful
e
comments about the book,
Narayani
and
voleva
then these
finire il
2 got
libro
up and
e
left, and
Swamiji l'ha
Narayani
invitato prima di
wanted to
venire a
finish
finire il
the book, so
libro e lei era
Swamiji
stata anche
invited
un
her
po', poi
to
sentiva
stay and
Swamiji
finish.
doveva andare a
And so
letto
she stayed
perché
for a while,
arrivava
and
sempre,
then
no?
she thought, oh, Swamiji needs to go to bed,
Lui ha
and she would always
detto, ma
help him
se
to
non hai
go to bed,
finito,
to
non hai
prepare.
finito,
And
io
Swamiji
sacrifico e io mi preparo da
said,
solo e tu
if you
finisci
haven't
alle
finished
10 il
reading,
libro
I will
e
sacrifice
fino
myself
alle
and
10.
prepare myself for
E
bed. And so
e
she continued
Swamiji
reading, and it
poi
becomes
intanto
very
dorme,
late, and
lui
Swamiji is
dice
ready
io
for
vado a
sleeping.
dormire,
So he says, I'm
continuare
going to bed now,
leggo,
but you can
mi diceva,
continue to
ma Swamiji
read.
posso anche
And
finire
she
domani
said,
mattina
Swamiji, I
di
can also
lavorare?
finish tomorrow
E
morning
lui ha
before I come
detto,
back. And he
tu devi
said,
finire adesso. E
no, it's
lui
better
andava
if
a
you
letto
finish
e
now.
continuava a
So he
leggere.
went to sleep. She
Era
continued
già
reading.
dopo le 11
It
di
was
mezzanotte, no?
it was
Era
late, after 11 p.m., maybe
lei
even
aveva
midnight.
da
She
dormire.
was also ready to go to
Poi
sleep.
alla
And
fine
then
lei
at the
pensava,
end, she
adesso sì,
thought,
certamente
now
posso
Swamiji,
finire.
I'm sure he is
Io
sleeping.
vado
So I
a
will go
mettermi
home
domani
and
dopo
I will
per
come back
finire
tomorrow
a
morning
leggere. Va
and
alla
I will
porta per
finish the book
uscire
then. And
e
so she goes to
Swamiji
the
diceva
door to
seduta a
leave the
letto,
house, and
hai finito a
Swamiji from
leggere?
his bed says, did you finish reading?
E lei torna a
And
dire,
so she comes back and she says,
io
Swamiji,
vado a
really,
casa,
I'm
leggo
going
e
home
domani
and
tornerei.
I will
E Swamiji ha
read
detto,
it at home, and then tomorrow
sai,
I will tell you
sempre
what
più
I
importante che
the
finisci a
comment. And
leggere
Swamiji said,
adesso.
I think it's really important that you finish reading
Ha
now.
detto,
No,
allora
he said,
promettimi che leggi
so
stasera
promise
e
me that you will
finisci,
read,
e
that you will
domani
finish
quando hai
reading
finito
tonight,
a leggere.
and you will send me
E
an
l'ha
email when
promesso,
you
va a
finish reading.
casa,
So she promised.
sta fino
She
alle
went
3 della
home,
mattina a dormire, a
and she
leggere,
finishes reading the
smettendo
book until
che non
3
voleva
a.m.
chiudere
because
Swamiji,
she didn't
voleva
want to turn
finire a
Swami
leggere,
down. She
voleva
wanted to
promesso. E
finish
così è a
reading because she
letto,
had
ha
promised. And
inviato
so she
l'email
read
con
and she
alcuni
sent
commenti
an
e
email
ha detto che ha
with
finito a
some
leggere.
comments,
E
and she
lei è
told
andato a
Swami
letto.
that she had
E
finished
era
reading, and then she went to
già
bed.
nel
And
letto,
at the moment that she
sente
was
quel
about to
segnale che
go
va
to
anche il
bed,
suo computer, no?
she
E all'improvviso
can
lei
hear
pensa, chi
the
potrebbe
sound of an email arriving of her computer, and she thinks, who's writing to me an email after 3 a.m. in the morning?
era
And it was
rimasto ad
Swamiji.
aspettare che
He
finisse a leggere il
remained
libro
waiting
e
that she
quello che
finish
volevo
reading
leggere
the book.
prima è il
And what I want
suo
to read to you
descrittore a
are
lei
his words
che dà
to her.
dopo la lezione che
the
ebbi per
these
tutti
words
noi.
really give
Caro
also us a
Narayani,
lesson.
mi fa
Dear
piacere
Narayani, I'm
infinitissimo
happy that you liked the
ma mi
book,
fa ancora più
and
piacere
I'm
che tu
even more
l'abbia
happy
finito.
that you finished
Un
reading
santo
it.
e un
A
peccatore che non
saint
si è
is
mai
a sinner
stato perduto.
who never
Voi
gave up.
riconoscete questa
Do you recognize these words by Yogananda? A saint is a sinner who never gave up. When you start something, it is right to finish with love, Swamiji. And so she finishes her chapter with other words that I want to share, because this was for Narayani a mantra for her life, to know that important or less important things, it is important to finish what you start. So Narayani writes, each time I feel tired and want to stop, I recall to my mind Swamiji's lesson. The power to bring to end even little things prepares us for the great challenge of the transformation of self. If we cannot finish a simple task like reading a manuscript, how could we ever achieve our spiritual goals? And then Narayani writes, when I remember these words by Swami Ji, I always remember to never give up, even as Swamiji never gave up on us, guiding us with his love and offering to us those lessons that we need until the goal isn't finished and we realize our highest potential. And so this book is filled with such messages from Swamiji to us through Narayani. And I wish you a beautiful reading. So you've had a taste of the beautiful stories that are in this book. They are very powerful. And I forgot to say something. Narayani accompanies every chapter of this book with a music. So each chapter is accompanied by a piece of music, because she wants to help us to enter into the vibration of Swamiji's music. Thank you, Kirtani, for this beautiful sharing. Kirtani also wrote the introduction to this book. So another beautiful pearl that is added to these stories. Now we want to invite our wonderful friend Jayadev. You all know him. He's the director of the School of Ananda Yoga. He's the author of many successful books, and he's also the president of Ananda Publishing House. Jayadev came very young to Ananda, and he was also very close to Swamiji, and Swamiji had a very great and transforming impact on Jayadev's life. I don't know if he's going to tell us tonight about it, but we've already listened to many beautiful stories of Jayadev's with Swamiji. He was very close to him and has absorbed a lot of Swamiji's example. Swami Kriyananda taught us as authors that when you write, you should visualize a person in front of you that symbolizes your target. To whom are you writing? And I asked Narayani, to whom are you writing? And she said, this is not a book for many people, for the great mass. It's a book for devotees, for the spiritual family, and for you. So this is a very special year, as Nandini said. We are celebrating Swami Kriyananda. He left his body 13 years ago, And Swamiji was a great light, and now it is our task to keep him alive, to keep alive what he was for all of us. And this book by Narayani is for me the book that contains Swamiji's vibrations more than any other book. Between the sentences, Swamiji is alive. And I ask myself, why? What is the secret? Because there's so many books about Swamiji. Swami says, books are not only words. Books emanate light and energy. And this book emanates the presence of Swami Kriyananda. Why is that so? And I tell you what I experienced. There is a true evolution that I see from this book to the other book. And you can see it even from the image on the title. Here they are next to each other. Look at this one. Here they are united. If you read this book, Narayani was very courageous because she did not withhold things that could have understood wrongly. And it reminds me of a book by Durga, where she describes the relationship between Rajarsi Janakananda and Master. And there are words in there that had not been published before. Like it could be misunderstood by human love because the words are about deep love. And this is a little bit like this. Swamiji says things that could be understood like crazy sometimes, and it's pure Saint Valentine. And I'm going to read to you something now. So Narayani says that when she met Swamiji, one of the first times they were in the restaurant, and Narayani had the tendency to hide a little bit, and Swamiji said, "Come sit next to me." And then she became the person taking care of Swami, and two souls really got so close, and it was a very, very close love. And you can hear about this in this email, where she says, I knew more and more his thoughts. It was a closeness. And Swami, in this email, he writes, I'm not missing you because I feel that you are always with me. I desire that you are here. You have such patience to help me night after night, and you keep smiling. You are a hero and a saint. With love and missing your smile, Swamiji. These are very intense words of closeness, and they are in this book. You can find them in this booklet. In another email, Swamiji talks a little bit of like people would only talk about with friends. He talks about numbers, two, three, numbers, what relationship the numbers have. It's a little crazy message. And so Swami writes, maybe you think I'm a little crazy, but way, I miss you. With love, Swami. Another email with many blessings and deep love, Swami. So this book and that Swamiji wrote, the last one, I will always be yours, I don't know the title in English, sorry, is the story of two souls who evolve life after life together. And Swami Kriyananda dedicated this book to Narayani, and this for a reason. And this is his dedication. This book is dedicated to Narayani for her unconditional help during my old last years. And so we can really feel this intimacy, and that is what we can feel in this book. And she, without wanting to offend anyone, but Narayani for me, when I'm in her presence, maybe I'm going to embarrass her now, but when I'm in Narayani's presence, I feel Swami more close than with any other person. When you meet Narayani, there's Swamiji all around her, all within her. And in the book, you can feel this because this book comes from her soul. You can feel Swami, really feel Swami in her, in this book. And also here, in this photo that Narayani gave to me, this is a symbol for me that Narayani gave me the gift of Swamiji. She was with him when he left his body. She looked into his eyes when he left his body. And she has a mission. Everyone has a mission. Sometimes we think Narayani is the person who took care of Swami. That's not all. No, he prepared Narayani for a mission. For example, and this is also written in the book, Swami wrote the book The Time Tunnel, and he said the best way to make a book known is, like also Nandini says, you have to travel, you have to go around and make the book known. And Swami said, I can't do it anymore, my heart is tired. And he asked Narayani to do it. He said, you are my voice. You have to go to America and you have to present my book. And it doesn't matter that your English is not perfect. People will understand because you bring, she brings Swami Kriyananda, and he gave her an incredible task to represent Swamiji and his work and his books. His books were like children to Swamiji, and he asked Narayani to represent him in presenting his book. And they have a special relationship, really a pure soul love. And she has a special task to bring Swamiji's vibration. You read this book and you can really feel Swami Kriyananda and on every page. And so, dear brothers and sisters, that's all. Now, before we listen to Narayani, we will sing together a chant. These are words by Now, before we listen to Narayani sharing about her book, we will sing together a chant written with the words by Saint Teresa of Avila, and the music is by Swami Kriyananda.
Non esser turbato, non temere, tutto cambia ma Dio resterà. La perseveranza porta vittoria, in Dio non c'è nulla che ci mancherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Non esser turbato, non temere, tutto cambia ma Dio resterà. La perseveranza porta vittoria, in Dio non c'è nulla che ci mancherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Non esser turbato, non temere, tutto cambia ma Dio resterà. La perseveranza porta vittoria, in Dio non c'è nulla che ci mancherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. 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 Non esser turbato, non temere, tutto cambia ma Dio resterà. La perseveranza porta vittoria, in Dio non c'è nulla che ci mancherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà. Solo Dio, solo Dio, solo Dio ci appagherà.
Thank you all. Thank you, Kirtani. Thank you, Jayadev. So beautiful and inspiring. And I remember what Shivani said when her book was presented, and it was so, everyone talked so much about Shivani, and she said, it seemed this was my funeral, and it seems a little bit like this. I told Nandini, please only talk about the book. But okay, we are in family. And yes, I also want to share a little bit about this evolution. It was surprising also for me to see how the years passing by, we can understand things more deeply about ourselves, about the things that happen in our lives, the lessons that the universe wants us to learn, each one of us. And so we see that what we know now is much more than what we knew 10 years ago. Isn't it like this for each of you, for all of us? That's a
integra
depth that
dentro
the
di sé.
soul
Quando io ho scritto il
integrates
primo libro
in
era un
us.
libro
When I
molto
wrote the first book,
devozionale
it was a very
e anche
devotional
personale,
and also
più intimo, dove ho
personal book,
raccontato
very
momenti
intimate,
specifici
where
del
I
mio percorso
wrote
con Swami
about
Kriyananda,
specific
io non so
moments of
personali.
my path
Ma dopo un
with
po'
Swami
ho
Kriyananda.
capito che
But
c'era una
after a while,
profondità in
I
più,
understood
un'integrazione
that there
che stava
was
accadendo,
more
che non
depth,
avveniva solamente
something
con il cuore,
that had
con
to
la
be
passione, con la
integrated,
personalità,
that couldn't be
ma
understood
con
only
l'anima,
by
perché anche
heart
che il
and
cuore
personality,
ricorda
but by the
momenti
soul.
specifici,
I understood that the
ma
heart
l'anima ricorda
remembers
l'eternità,
specific
è un
moments, but the
multiverso
soul
più,
remembers
più
eternity.
grande, più
It is
eterno.
bigger,
E questo
eternal,
secondo libro
something more vast.
racconta un
And so
po'
this
di
second
questi
book
momenti
tells
silenziosi
us about
dove
these
la
silent
verità
moments
ha toccato la mia anima
where truth
e si
touched
condivide in una
my soul.
forte
And
storia di
I
una
share
verità
this
molto
with
particolare.
a story, a
Stando
truth
con
I
Swami
share with
ho
a story.
potuto vedere
Being with
e
Swami
capire
Kriyananda, I
che
could see and
attraverso i suoi
understand
occhi
that through
ho
his
potuto
eyes
vedere
I could
l'amore
see
per Dio
the
che lui
love for
aveva
God
in
that
ogni
he had
circostanza
in every
e con ogni persona.
circumstance and with every
Innanzitutto nelle
person,
circostanze
and
esparte
especially
e
in not easy
innanzitutto con
circumstances,
persone
and
molto
especially
difficili, persone
with
che ancora non hanno
very
capito loro
difficult
stessi,
people, with
persone che
people who
ancora
still
stanno un
had
po'
not
nell'ombra di
understood
Samaria.
themselves, people that
E
were in
poter vedere
disharmony,
lo sguardo
and
di
to be
Swamiji
able to see
e
Swamiji's
capire che lui
gaze
proprio in
and to
ognuno di
understand
noi
that he
sa una cosa
saw God
meravigliosa.
in each one of us was
Attraverso il suo
something
coraggio
beautiful.
ho capito
And through
che il
his
suo
courage,
discepolato
I
non è un
understood that
ruolo
his
che lui ha
discipleship
messo su di
was
sé,
not a
né che
role
ha utilizzato il
that
suo
he
discepolato
took
per
on.
diventare un
Also, he didn't
esempio
use
per
his
noi.
discipleship to
Il
become
suo
an
coraggio
example
come
for us,
discepolato era
but the
proprio un
courage of
fuoco
his
sacro
discipleship
che
was like
bruciava
a
dentro di lui
sacred fire
costantemente.
burning
Una fiamma
constantly
molto
within
alta
him with a
e mai avrà
very
spento questo
high
fuoco.
flame. And
Questa
this fire,
devozione per il suo maestro,
this
questo
devotion
anelimento
for his
per
master
Dio
never stopped.
tramite la
The
sua
love, his love for
lealtà
God,
verso il
through
suo
his
maestro
loyalty to
Yogananda,
his master Yogananda,
potuto imparare che quella
I
amicizia
could
che Swamiji
learn
aveva
that
con
this
Dio
friendship that
andava
Swamiji had
messa
with God
in azione
was put
con
into
tutto quello che lui ha
action
creato,
by
con tutto quello che
everything that
lui ci
he
ha
has
donato.
created,
E questo
everything that he
libro
gave us.
parla di tutti questi
And
aspetti
this
che
book
Swamiji
talks
già
about these
aveva
aspects
integrato sulla
that
sua anima
Swamiji had already
e ci aiuta
integrated
alla
in
nostra
his
anima
soul, and he
a
helped
integrarla in la
our
nostra anima.
soul to integrate these truths
Nandini stava
within
dicendo
us.
prima, no, perché
Nandini
Narayani era già
said, "Oh,
pronta per
Narayani, she
essere con
was
Swamiji,
already
aveva già
ready
un
to be with
percorso, era
Swami.
pronta.
She had already
No,
done
non
something.
era
She
pronta
was
per
ready."
niente.
No, I was not ready
Siamo
at
tutti in
all.
metà del
We all
percorso e
become
l'ho
ready
detto tante
while we
volte,
are on the
ma
path. And
vivere
I
con
said
una
this
persona così
several
vicina
times,
che
living with
vive sempre nella
so close to a person that is constantly in super consciousness is not easy. To live and serve a modern saint asks a lot of us on levels that we are not used to. They are even uncomfortable because it asks to us to raise our energy much more than our ego wants. Even sometimes little things. One of my little roles was with Swami Kriyananda to serve him in everything that he needed, that he asked. I was always at his disposal. I came in the morning, Narayani, can you bring me these reading glasses? Yes. Narayani, can you bring me this glass of water? Yes, Swamiji. Narayani, can you help me go to the kitchen? Yes, Swamiji. Narayani, can you do this for you? Narayani, did you ask Kirtani and Anand to do this? Yes, Swamiji. It was constantly. Narayani this, Narayani that, Narayani another thing. Constantly. He was asking your absolute presence. You are there. You are there. Are you awake? Are you available? Are you joyous? How is your energy? And sometimes the days were usually the days were very intense, because when you enter into his vibration, you have to enter. You have to raise to this high vibration. It's not only because he wanted to do something. No, now I understand that living in super consciousness, where you have unlimited energy, all conscious energy, and all of this is trapped in a physical body, this energy needs to get out into action somehow. And so when you were around Swamiji, you were part of this energy, and at the end of each day, and many of you know, it was very tiring because I was not ready. I was not at his level, but it was a slow development of entering into his consciousness and vibration. And I remember that the night for me was the most precious time, when finally my energy could go low. And when no one looks at you, no one asks something from you, Narayani, Narayani, Narayani. He had a beautiful voice, Swamiji, but always Narayani, Narayani, Narayani. And you always had this high energy around you. And I remember one morning, I go to Swami very early in the morning, and he says, "Oh, Narayani, I don't know, but I don't know why I haven't thought about this before. But do you know about these machines that parents have for their children, these like walkie-talkie where they can hear during the night? Like during the night, you have this walkie-talkie for the kid in one room, and the parents have the other walkie-talkie in their room, so then they can talk and they can listen if something happens." And I don't know why I never thought we have to use this too, the two of us. And I thought, oh no, my God. Okay, I said, when you want to go and buy this? And Swami said, let's go immediately and buy this. The same day, we went to buy these walkie-talkies in the parenting shop for pregnant women. So we bought this and we put it into communication, and we said, Swami, can you hear me? Yes, yes, I can hear you, blah, blah. And so he was in his room, I'm in my room, and I say, good night, Swami. Now with this walkie-talkie, I go to my room. First night. At 2 in the morning, I can hear. Narayani, Narayani, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Narayani, are you awake?
Adesso sì,
And I
Swami,
said,
sono
now yes, I'm awake.
Puoi venire perché
Can
non
you come
trovo
because I cannot find
abito.
something? I don't know
Davvero?
what he
Sì,
didn't
sì,
find.
Swamiji,
And I
prego.
said, yes, yes,
Mi
Swami, I come. So
segua
I dressed
veramente
myself, and this we were in
posto
India by
diverso,
that
molto
time.
vicino
We were
a
in
Assisi.
different houses, close but separate houses.
Vado lì.
And so I go there with my hair unbrushed, 2 a.m.
Un po'
And
noia
I was wearing not even a pyjama, different
Ma
colors.
Swami
And I said, Swamiji, are you well? What's happening? And when he would call, I was always there, the fastest as I could. And so I said, Swami, what is happening? And he looks at me and says, but you go to sleep like this, dressed like this?
Sì, Swami,
And I say,
quando mi
yes,
lasci
Swami,
dormire
when you
sì.
let me sleep, then yes, I go dressed like this to my bed. And he says,
Ma la prossima volta
but
che andiamo in
next
città,
time
ricordami di comprarti un
when we go to
pigiama.
town, please remind me to buy a pyjama
Dai,
for you.
Swami, che
Yes,
cosa
okay, but
succede?
what is happening, Swamiji? I
Sì,
ask.
è stato per tutto un
And so
anno
that
con
was a
questo
whole
benedetto
year with these
walkie-talkie
blessed
che
walkie
appena leggevo al
talkies,
mattino volevo
sometimes
ripetere
2
perché
a.m.,
mai
sometimes 3
dormavo.
a.m.
Swami te l'ho
because
ricordato
not
prima,
even,
sempre
he
con
wouldn't
questo
sleep
flusso
a whole night. There was always
suo
this
cervello
flow
rinnovato.
when during the night when his
Ho
brain
legato
was very
con un maestro,
connected
con
with
Dio, con
Master,
una
with God,
fonte
with a
dell'energia
source of
divina
energy, of
che
divine
lui
energy.
doveva canalizzare
And so
anche
he
in
had to
altri modi,
channel
in
even
tante
during the night
forme
in
diverse.
many different forms.
Ma la cosa
But
bella,
the
sai
beautiful
che
thing
era di quei
was
momenti
that these
dove io ho
moments,
imparato di
in
più
these moments, I
per
learned the
portare un
most
bicchiere d'acqua,
to bring him a
per
glass of
portare
water,
le
to
occhiaie
bring him
quando
his
lui
reading
aveva
glasses
bisogno,
when he needed them,
nell'aiutarlo ad
in
andare
helping
dalla cucina
him to go
al
from the
salotto,
kitchen to the living room,
di aiutarlo a
to
mettere le
help him
scarpe,
put on his shoes,
perché sono proprio nelle piccole
because
cose
it is in
fatte
these
con
little things
presenza,
made with
con
presence,
consapevolezza,
with
con
awareness,
gioia,
with joy,
senza lamentarsi.
without lamenting,
Dove arriva la vera
complaining.
trasformazione.
That's where the true
Rassegnarsi
transformation
a essere
happens,
pronto per fare
to
tutto
become ready
a ogni
to do
momento,
everything in any
a qualsiasi
moment,
ora
at any time,
e in qualche momento.
at any moment.
È quello che
That
ci
is
diventa
what
santi a
makes
ognuno dei noi.
us, transforms
Fare
us
quello
into
che deve
saints,
essere
to do
fatto
what needs to be
ogni
done
giorno, anche
every
se è
day,
la stessa
even
cosa,
if
lo
it's the
stesso
same
bicchiere di acqua,
thing, the same glass of
le stesse
water, the
occhiali, le
same
stesse
reading glasses, the
scarpe,
same shoes,
ma perfezionare
but
sempre di più
perfecting
quel fare,
evermore what we
quel
have to
donarsi
do,
se stesso,
giving
quell'atteggiamento,
ourselves
quel sorriso,
completely, our attitude, the
quello
smile,
ci diventa
that
santi.
transforms us into
Sì, per me il
saints.
primo libro è stato un
For
po'
me, the
come
first book
un
was
garland, come si dice,
a
una
little bit
ghirlanda,
like a
mentre
garland
dei fiori
of
ai
flowers
suoi piedi.
that I put
Questo
at
proprio
Swamiji's
è
feet.
diventato
This
una
second book has really
fiamma
become
che
turned
brucia
into a
adesso
flame that is
molto
burning
fortemente nella mia vita,
strongly in my soul,
che ci aiuta un po'
and it helps
a
us
capire, no?
a little
Che
bit to
tutto viene
understand
dall'amore
that everything
divino, che quel
comes
rapporto
from this divine love,
fraterno
from this relationship of our soul with the divine. And when we connect with this love, we become part of all. We all connect to the heart of everyone. And I want to read to you this story that has touched me a lot. And I only understood years later what has happened in this story. This story is called 𝗕ʰ𝘀𝘁𝗴𝗃. This is in Romanian. No, you didn't understand because it's in Romanian language. So the story is called 𝗕ʰ𝘀𝘁𝗴𝗃. And now I will share with you what this means. As you know, Swami Kriyananda spoke 9 languages. He was born in Romania and he could remember this. And he said, yes, I speak 9 languages, but only one well. And this is the story. Ananda is a worldwide movement. In our communities, devotees from many different countries and cultures live together in harmony and joy. Our unity is based on our shared love for our Guru, Paramhansa Yogananda, and the daily practice of his teachings, most of all meditation. Darshana was a devotee from Romania living at Ananda village, our community in California. Whenever Swamiji happened to meet her, he would exchange at least a few words with her in Romanian. At one point, Swamiji began teaching me some Romanian words, including one particular phrase, 𝗕ʰ𝘀𝘁𝗴𝗃. It's an endearing term for children, meaning tiny and pretty. He taught me the pronunciation and explained the context in which it would be appropriate. For weeks, we had a light-hearted routine where I would repeat the phrase back to him, often humorously inserting it into completely unrelated conversations. One morning, Swamiji said to me, "Next time you see Darshana, say that phrase to her, pinching her cheeks as you say it." I felt a little shy about doing this, as I didn't know Darshana very well at the time. But Swamiji's requests were always guided by deep intuition, so I trusted him and did as he asked. When I saw Darshana, I delivered the phrase as instructed, along with the cheek-pinching gesture. She was really clearly surprised, even impressed, that I had learned such a specific Romanian expression. But beyond her initial reaction, I noticed something deeper in her response. Something had touched her profoundly. I made a light comment and moved on without knowing why she had responded as she did. Over the years, whenever Darshana and I met, we often fondly reminisced about this episode. Only years later did she share the deeper significance of that moment. I was so moved that I asked her permission to include it in this book. Here is her story as I remember it. It was 2012 and I was living at Ananda village, serving at Crystal Clarity Publishers. We were preparing for the launch of Swamiji's book, Paramhansa Yogananda, a biography with personal reminiscences and reflections. At the Ford Amphitheater in Los Angeles, I was thrilled to serve in this way. It felt like a true blessing. However, I had planned a vacation with my family in Europe and would return to Los Angeles just a few days before the event. While on vacation, my father had a stroke and I couldn't return to the US as planned. God had other plans. My father left his body on the same day the event took place, June 24, 2012. I felt deeply saddened both by my father's passing and by the fact that I couldn't be present to help with such an important event for Swamiji. Later that summer, Swamiji returned to Ananda village for a few months before traveling to India. None of us knew it would be his final summer. During a special gathering for the community to spend time with him, I had the chance to exchange a few more words with Swamiji in Romanian. As always, his presence made my troubles feel lighter, so I didn't mention my father's passing or how much I missed him. A few days later, Narayani approached me and said, Swamiji has a message for you. 𝗙𝗊𝘀𝗁𝗃𝗃. I was amazed at how perfectly she pronounced the words. Then she added, Swamiji also said to do this. And she gently pinched my cheeks in an affectionate gesture. We laughed, but for me, this moment held a much deeper meaning. My father used to do that when I was little, pinch my cheeks, and use similar endearing phrases. In that instant, I realized Swamiji had seen into my heart. He was conveying two things. First, that I would always be my father's little one, and that my father was grateful I had been there with him during his passing. Second, Swamiji was channeling my father's love directly to me. In that moment, a weight lifted from my chest, and all I could feel was pure love from both my father and Swamiji. It is beautiful to see this love that goes beyond what is familiar, beyond what we know, beyond our little families, when this love really wants to lift up, to lift our souls.
Troverete tante storie
And
così.
you will find many stories like this in this book. And I encourage you to have your relationship with Swami Kriyananda through this book and through other books that many people wrote and will write about how Swamiji touched their lives. And now we want to almost finish with a surprise. Like many of you know, Swamiji was an artist, a composer. He was a painter and he loved arts in general. He wrote a book about art and he also talked about many beautiful things like dancing. And he says here just one phrase. He says, art in all its forms, including dance, has the power to uplift consciousness in public spaces. It should be used not only to entertain, but also to elevate and nurture the soul. Art should open hearts, harmonize minds, and inspire unity. And he talks a lot about dancing, about the importance of movement and the states of consciousness that this generates. And then he says, as our consciousness evolves, so too will our art. Through dance, we can harmonize the body, mind, and soul, moving upward towards the divine. Just as the gopis danced with Krishna and as Shiva danced in cosmic rhythm, and as the angels danced in joy at the birth of Christ. And today we want to give you a taste of what we feel in our hearts. It's inspired by this guidance of the dance that helps us to elevate our consciousness. So I want to invite my sisters now that have created a beautiful, beautiful work for you with music by Swami Kriyananda. Thank you. Thank to these angels that dance for us. Thank you, Narayani, for this sharing of light, so beautiful and powerful. There's so much joy in the air because Swamiji is with us. I don't know if you can all feel him, but it seems like being in an astral world in this moment because he is with us. And so now in this moment of celebration, we want to launch this book to the world, and I want to invite Mahia. She will bring the book, and I want to invite Narayani. And as always, we have this moment of celebration, and we want to offer this book at the feet of Swamiji with our heart, with our all of our devotion. They also invite our angels, our devas, and we'll have some music.
Gioia, 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 sempre nuova gioia. 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 Gioia, 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 sempre nuova gioia.
Let's close this evening with an open heart, a light soul that wants to fly. And let's share this joy of our spiritual family in gratitude for this powerful line of masters that help not only us but the evolution of this world, and each one of us, we are part of this ray. And also, let's close in gratitude to Swami Kriyananda, who helps us to understand ever more our own highest potential, so that we can help others to find their potential, and that this book may help in the way God wants. And let's all together chant 3 ohms with body, mind and soul, opening now a portal and sending a wave of light. And let's pray that this book does whatever it wants to do. Thank you all. There are no words to thank for this beautiful evening, so powerful, so full of true love, divine love, that really fills and warms our hearts. Thank you, Narayani, for this gift of love, Kirtani, 𝗙𝗰𝗃, all musicians, the choir. Thank you all for your presence of light, and may this book be a doorway to our most elevated consciousness, to manifest in our lives this light that Swamiji saw in all of us, our divine potential, and to achieve the freedom that he desired for all of us. So with gratitude in our hearts, thank you, Swamiji, we bow to you. And now we close the evening with a chant. I want to remind you that the books are outside in the temple, and Narayani is here at your available to sign the books. And I just want to add that part of the book, the entrance, the selling of the book goes towards helping the Moksha Gardens to creating a beautiful garden for Swamiji around his house, a garden that Swamiji would for sure love. And may the blessings of Swamiji be with you on every step of your life. Jai Swamiji.
Io sono tuo, sono tuo, sono tuo, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Io sono tuo, sono tuo, sono tuo, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Sii tu mio, sii tu mio, sii tu Signore, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Sii tu mio, sii tu mio, sii tu mio Signore, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Io sono tuo, sono tuo, sono tuo, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Io sono tuo, sono tuo, sono tuo, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Sii tu mio, sii tu mio, sii tu mio Signore, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Sii tu mio, sii tu mio Signore, io sono tuo, mio Signore. Lord, I am thine, I am thine, I am thine. Lord, I am thine, I am thine. Lord, I am thine, I am thine, I am thine. Lord, I am thine, I am thine. Be thou mine, oh, be thou mine. Be thou mine, oh, be thou mine. I am thine, thou